it's Rena from No Way That's Healthy, and we're making supper again. Today I want to prove to you that meatloaf is making a comeback. This meatloaf recipe is juicy, delicious, flavorful, not dry at all, and I'm serving it with my vegetable baked orzo. Everything goes into the oven and it'll be ready in no time. You're gonna love this one. Now let's cook supper. Now the meatloaf is incredibly simple. You just need some ground meat, and to that ground meat you're going to add in an egg. For the breadcrumbs, I'm using golden breadcrumbs here, but it doesn't really matter. You can use seasoned ones as well for more flavor, or any breadcrumbs that you have in the house. Add that in. And now here I have some garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and parsley. Now we're gonna add in some water. You can also use a non-dairy milk here, that'll work as well. And now we're gonna add in some barbecue sauce. I really like a honey-based barbecue sauce. Whichever you like though, or your favorite barbecue sauce, add that in there. And now I mix it up. I prefer to mix it by hand. I find that it incorporates everything really nicely. So get your hands a bit dirty and mix it up. Don't overwork it. Once it's all combined, leave it. In a pan here that I lined with parchment paper, I'm going to add in the meat mixture and form it into a loaf. Now just spread the barbecue sauce over the top and the sides of the meatloaf. Cover the meatloaf tightly and then place it into the oven to cook. By now you know my love for this chopper. I'm going to use these smaller squares here to dice up peppers and onions for the orzo. And there you have it, easily diced up peppers and onions. I used here a red pepper as well as a orange one. I just want there to be some color in there. You can use green or whatever peppers you like. And for the onion, you definitely could skip it if you have some kids that won't eat onion, but I like to use at least half of one or a small onion. Now into your baking dish, you're going to add in all of the peppers, add in some olive oil, some garlic, and some basil. I'm using the frozen basil cubes. You can use some dried basil here. You can skip the basil, but I do like it in there. And then some salt. And give that a mix and let this cook for a little while. You want them to soften a bit before you add in the orzo. Now it's been about 10 to 15 minutes and these are definitely softened. They're not fully soft, but that's good enough. And we're going to now add in the orzo. Give that a mix with the vegetables. And now we're gonna cover it with water. Give it one last mix, and then we're going to cover this and allow it to bake till the orzo is perfectly cooked. Now here's the orzo out of the oven, and you will notice that there will be some liquid at the bottom of it, and that is good because as it sits, it'll absorb, and it's going to be such a delicious creamy orzo with the vegetables, and you have the basil in there. It's really flavorful. So after it comes out of the oven, you can uncover it, give it a bit of a mix, and then let it sit. You can let it sit covered for just a couple of minutes. It'll soak up the rest of that liquid and it'll be perfect for supper. The meatloaf's been cooking covered, and now I'm going to uncover it and put it back in the oven to cook for a little bit to get a nice glaze and some color on the outside. The meatloaf is out of the oven. It smells incredible in my house, and now we just want to let it sit for just a bit so that we can slice it nicely and enjoy. Now it is time to serve. I'm going to cut in to the meatloaf. It is so flavorful and moist and delicious. I'm just gonna cut into this slice over here to serve it. Of course, meatloaf typically is served with mashed potatoes on the side, and honestly, it works so well with mashed potatoes. In my very first episode of Supper Again, I shared how to make my oven mashed potatoes, and those are amazing. I would definitely make it with this if orzo is not your thing, but also this orzo works really well, and you also have your veggies in there, and it's a really great complete meal together. I'm not gonna lie, meatloaf is not that photogenic, but both of these went right into the oven and were done in under an hour. They taste amazing, flavorful, delicious. So good that my kids actually kept going back for seconds of the meatloaf, which honestly was a surprise to me. I did not think they were gonna love it this much. And once they did, I knew I had to tell you all about it. So I hope you give this a try, and I think you're gonna really like it. So make sure you comment below, tell me if you tried it, and trust me on it, you're gonna enjoy it.